So I'm just going to go over a few things real quick. When you get a rooted phone specifically set up for spoofing on Pokemon Go, one of the main apps you'll be using is what's called the GPS App Ninja's GPS joystick. I have currently set it to a different name and different color icon. It's just a privacy mode function that it has when you first download it. When you first go into the app, you'll be presented with a screen just like shown. Like I said, it's already in privacy mode. That's what I showed earlier. You can do your own custom markers. I'm not going to go over that much at all. These are the settings I keep for for fixed location. For basically what this does, it keeps the GPS from jumping from your real location into the spoofing location, what's also commonly known as rubber banding. I've kept it on these settings, and it seems to be working just fine, so I wouldn't mess with that. One of the main functions of the GPS joystick is one of the most handy one is the search icon. You can search a location or an address, and it'll bring up the coordinates. So, say Pier 39, for instance. There you go, San Francisco. You type it, click on that, scroll down, and then you see it's set to location and to the coordinates you just searched. You can also click on this and then add your own coordinates if you want to start for your starting location. That's fine as well. Or you can actually use the map icon, which will bring up the entire globe, and you can zoom in, out, and click on a location of your choosing, and teleport to that location. Pretty straightforward. Hit start. It's going to bring up the overlay, which is this right here, so we can just exit out of this. Keep it simple. You can hit this little icon to minimize everything. And as you can see, we are now at Pier 39 in San Francisco. You want to move around a little bit just so that the game loads in all the icons and markers, stops, gyms, etc. There we go. As you can see, perfectly fine. It's not jumping back to the old location. The one thing I do have to explain about this joystick is that this joystick does not follow the orientation of the screen. So say if I head up right now, it's kind of going up in the direction I want it to, but if you go and move it to like over here and do the same thing, he's going to walk in a different direction. So just keep that in mind when you change the orientation of the screen, that the joystick does not follow it. It's a little bit of a learning curve, but it's fine. So you just basically play around with it until you're going in the direction you want to. So I want to walk up this way, so as you can see, the icon's on all the way over here, and that's just because it doesn't follow the orientation of the screen. Functionality: you got your walking speed, your running speed. So you move a little bit faster. I usually keep it on this one. Pokemon will still spawn at this speed, but it's a good way of getting to walking around to the areas a little quicker. Now, if you really want to run faster, then you have this speed, which I think is like the same speed as if you're riding a bike or even driving a car. This is just used so you can get around to, say you're doing raids and you were jumping from one gym to the other real quick. This is one way to do it. These icons, you don't really have to worry about. Like this one right here will hide the joystick if you don't want to do that. This is going to bring up the map. This is for teleporting. This is for saving your location. This is if you copy your copy your location to the clipboard. Pretty self-explanatory as far as joysticks goes. I'm pretty sure most people know how they work. Okay, so when you get the phone, sometime on occasion you'll get updates to the game. That's fine. For whatever reason, if you have to delete the game from, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna uninstall the game right now. Uninstall. Okay, so now the game's uninstalled. Okay, that's fine. So I'll just go to Google Play Store, search up the game again. Install. I mean, that's one way you can do to update the game. However, before you start playing again, you have to make sure that the game is not detecting root service. So obviously this is a rooted Android. It's been rooted with with Magisk. Anytime you get an update with the game, or whether you choose to uninstall the game or install it, you always have to make sure that it's in what's called the Zygus deny list. The deny list is what allows the phone to trick in the game into thinking that the GPS location is the real location. So as you can see right here, because we deleted the Pokemon Go, we have to make sure it's re-entered into this list. Simple as that. Now you can open up the game and resume your play all over again. One thing I do have to mention, because this is a rooted Android device, this app right here called Mischief Managed is cleverly disguised, and it's actually called Magisk. So on occasion, the Magisk app itself will get updates. They will show up right over here. It'll usually say update needed, so you would hit install. It installs the Magisk Manager, which is what this app is called right here, and then the actual Magisk files need to be installed as well. So say this goes to like 28 something, then you would have to install up here. You would hit install when it shows up, and you're going to hit direct install and let's go. What it'll do is it'll install the update, and the phone will restart, and you should be good to go. You don't really have to worry about the other settings in the module itself, because that's I wouldn't recommend anyone playing around with this stuff. But these are the modules that I used that sets up the phone to allow you to use mock locations. So you don't really need to touch this stuff. Just make sure that they're on, though. For whatever the reason, if you ever have to delete this game, I'm sorry, delete this app, go ahead and do so. When you go to reset it up, you would have to go up to the top. You'd have to hit privacy mode, or it'll actually there will be an option to let's see if you hit it. So this, yeah, we've already generated a custom icon for it, but there'll be what's called there'll be a setting, I forget where it is, but when you re-download the app, it'll say like something like unlock custom features. It'll bring up the website, and you're gonna re-download the app according to your device. Open it, hit the privacy mode, then you're gonna generate an icon that looks similar to this. You name it whatever, just as long as you know what it is, what the app is. It'll have like this icon, but it'll be different colored, and you can name it whatever. And then you would have to go into your developer options. That's going to be different for every phone. This one is the OnePlus 9, so it's going to be under additional settings. Developer options. Don't need to worry about anything except for the section that says select mock location app. Usually on most devices, it'll be somewhere underneath USB debugging. But I believe on newer phones, it's actually all the way to the bottom. Yep. So you make sure that the GPS app is in this section. Once you have that cleared up, you should be fine to just go. I also like to put the icon on the home screen so I know everything. So as long as all those settings are the way they are that I've shown you on here, it should be fine. Another thing you could also check to make sure that the phone is working properly as far as running a safety net check. As long as it says pass on both of those, you're good to go. And it just means that the modules on the Magisk are running properly. If they aren't running properly, you'll run into issues where the game may come up with an error. It might say GPS error location. That's when you know something in Magisk is not working properly, and then you'd have to basically diag it and figure out what's going on. Usually, it might be like you may have accidentally turned off one of these modules. And it's just simple as turning them back on. But that's essentially it as far as knowing how to use a rooted phone once it's been set up for Pokemon Go. I hope this helps.